Hello everyone, welcome to Health Simplified Solutions. In this topic, we'll be talking about ERP basics, what ERP is, how it will affect the business, and why the companies in this era needs it. ERP, which stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, it is a process that is usually used by the companies to manage and integrate all the departments or the part of their businesses into one. Like there will be many departments in the company: finance, HR, purchase, sales. Now, if these departments want to perform their duties, how will each company owner knows about it? They bring separate software for each department and they see individual separately. It will be not they cannot see the overall progress of the company. So in this time or in this picture, ERP comes into effect. It's in ERP which brings all these departments to combine into one nutshell and perform their duties. So here, regardless of their things, each department can perform their duties or transactions, and that transactions will be interlinked to each other departments, and the document will flow from one department to other department without any manual process. System makes it so automated that the document is flowing from one department to other one in such a way that all the traceability of its document from creation till the last performing step is traced, in which the company owner or the businessman or the shareholders can look into it, what's the status of the business, whether it is in profit or what is exactly going on. So now let's move further about the implementation approaches. Usually there are three types of implementation approaches, that is on-premise ERP, cloud ERP, and hybrid ERP. Now, hybrid ERP is not into much topic. So the main approaches are on-premise ERP and cloud ERP. For this on-premise ERP, what is on-premise ERP? On-premise ERP is nothing but in the company's organization, the entire hardware will be used to implement the software. It will be the organization's hardware and their team, but the software providing or the ERP providing company will come and implement the ERPs using their hardware resources, using their team, and the ERP runs into effect. But whereas in cloud, you don't require any much of this. Usually, once you just buy, start using it directly. No hardware is required, nothing, because it is completely based on the cloud architecture, service, cloud as a service. Okay, so it's something like you're using the Facebook. You enter a link and you start using a Facebook. Similarly, for the ERPs also, they provide you with the link, and with that link, you'll just enter the link in your credentials, and you can start using the cloud-based ERP. Now, what are the factors that affects both of these approaches? First is the cost. The initial cost for implementing on-premise ERP will be high, but gradually it will come to a standard pricing where every year perpetual license-based cost. But in compared to cloud-based ERP, the initial cost will be nothing, zero cost, or the minimal cost will be there, and based on the licenses, you will be charged. The hardware, yes, you need to buy hardware in case of on-premise ERP. You're going to have a server, you need to have a different VPN connectivities to connect your ERPs with different branches. But is in cloud, you don't need any hardware. You just need an internet access. In coming to terms of IT team, yes, for holding an on-premise ERP, you need to have an IT team, which will be a server team, which will be ERP administrator to manage your ERP. Then comes into networking team, and different teams will be involved here. But for when you need a cloud ERP, you just need your networking guy to be there, who will provide you internet access to access the link. That's it. And the implementation time, yes, for on-premise ERP and cloud ERP, there is not much difference. Both will have their convenient time, but on-premise ERP, there will be much more customizations for the user, so they can take a much time. Whereas the cloud ERP, as it will be a much ready ERP, so you just need to have a less time or less implementation time to use it. Whereas customizations, in both of the scenarios, the customizations are possible, but in on-premise ERP, there are more customizations that can be done. As for the cloud ERP, it has some limitations, but not to that extent. Now, what are the different modules that will be used? or that are there in an ERP. Starting with HR module. This HR module is used to manage the employees in a company or in an organization, like employee attendance, employee salary, employee leaves, employee vacation paid or air ticket. Are there any cards like a Haman, passport expiry, each document, and any employee advance or loans, anything related to the employees will be managed in this HR module. Coming back to the purchase and procurement module, the purchase or procurement module is nothing but it's a department where usually the purchase department comes into effect. Here, the purchase department will purchase the goods. So till the time of purchasing, till you pay the vendors, everything will be recorded here. Inventory management. So once the purchase department purchases the inventory department comes into picture. So organizing this inventory, the stock management, the stock replenishment, and how to move the stock in the locations, allocate the stock in the warehouses, in bins, in locations, or in aisles, as per the requirement. This comes into effect from the inventory management team. Now moving forward to CRM, customer relationship management. In this module, usually you'll be having the track of all your customers, what exactly the customer needs for, what exactly the customer has its productivity level to, like what is expecting, what are his goals. You can know from trace, or you can need to know what customer exactly needs or what are its potentials can be traced from this module. Sales team, sales module or marketing module. In this module, usually sales team will come into effect where they want to sell the goods to different customers. Finance and accounting module, obviously, this is one of the core important module of any company where all the financial transactions are recorded from payment till they pay to the customers, or from collection till they pay to the vendors. Now comes the production module. The production module will not be used in all the companies, but it's mandatory to be used in manufacturing companies. Like Lace, which is a manufacturing company, they will use it, the production module, or anyone, Pepsi, who has a manufacturing process, will use this production. In short, any food or eating or any equipment designing companies will use the production module. The last and more important part is reporting. This reporting or data analytics module is nothing but the core part of any business. From this, the management or the stakeholders, shareholders, or the stakeholders will have the link where they can see how the business is going on, whether the business is in profit or in loss, anything. You can just have a look in this reporting module and can decide about the status of the business. Now, let's take an example of small trading company. Let's imagine that a business owner has come and he wants to set up a business of a small trading company where he will buy a lace from the manufacturer and sell it to the customers. He's not producing or manufacturing anything. He's just buying lace from one of the manufacturer and selling it to the different shops somewhere. So what he'll do, first he will set up a team to manage his business. Then HR module will come into effect. So all the HR team, all the employees will be managed under HR. Now that team again will be divided into different departments like purchasing department, sales department, finance department, and reporting department. Now the purchase department. Now I need to purchase the goods. So he'll purchase the chips. That will be using the purchase module. So the purchase team will be using the purchase module to record all of the POs or the purchase orders that they have been using for purchasing the lace. Then now the purchasing has been done. The inventory department comes into picture, or inventory module comes into picture for tracking and tracing all of the inventories of lace that has been purchased. Now, as the inventory is purchased, we have in stock, we need to sell it out. So the sales module will come into effect to make the sales for the required customers at the end. Now, once the sales is made and the purchasing is also done, then finance department will do it. They will pay it from where they have purchased and they will collect it from where they have sales. So the entire traceability of the finance will come of the payment terms. They'll record till the last part, till from the first part till the last part. And reporting model will also come into effect once they see the data, how it going on, how it's moving, like how much stock they have, how much purchase have been made, how much sales have been made, what is the status of the company. So with this, everything can be decided. Thank you, gentlemen.